welcome to Hello Queen, the show where we introduce you to women that are doing miraculous things and amazing things in business. And today I have an amazing guest. Her name is Jance Chartae, and this queen is doing miraculous. It is really miraculous because of the things that she did in such a small time. It's something that's worth talking about. And so I am going to bring this queen in right studio. Hey, Jance, how you doing, queen?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome. So Jance is the founder of Brazen Boutique and Brazen Academy. In less than 4 years, she has grossed over $2.5 million. Is that correct, Jance?
Yes.
Prior to becoming an entrepreneur, she has worked with brands like DKNY, Forever 21, Saks Fifth Avenue, just to name a few. She has also used a YouTube video to help women and entrepreneurs all over the world. I am so glad to be in your presence today, Queen. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I am awesome. Now, Jance, listen, some may think that you're a unicorn, you know. She's the only one who can do this. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how did you get to this $2.5 million?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I worked in retail for a really long time. I worked in retail for just under 11 years before I started my own business. And I actually never had the desire to start a business. It was never in my dreams. I was not like working towards it or anything like that. I was literally just trying to, climb the corporate retail ladder. And my last two jobs actually went out of business. And I was like, okay, God is being real funny with me. Like, I don't want to keep having to go in and out of jobs and stuff like that. So ironically, my last job, I was running a small business, and without me knowing it, I was actually running a business. Like, I knew I was managing a store, but I didn't realize I was managing a business. And so when my job went out of business, I said, okay, we're going to try this for ourselves. And I ended up launching my own online boutique. And thankfully, it has grown to the point that it has, and it's been working out very well for me.
That's amazing. It's amazing how some of the things that we did in the past has a lot to do with us training us for where we are going in the future. And I think that is something to really talk about because a lot of times we overlook the things that we went through. Some people may be janitors, you may be a waitress, and you're thinking, that's just a low end job. But you may not understand that that position is actually training you to have your own restaurant or training you to have your own cleaning company. And it's in those, and it's when we change or shift our perspective that we're be able to see, what I can use the things that I'm being trained with today so that I can build my dream tomorrow. And I think that's something that you did. And I just want to say congratulations because I didn't say that when I started. Congratulations on all that you're doing. Now, the e-commerce space is worth over $9 trillion. The e-learning space is worth over $200 billion. How have you been able to capitalize on those two industries in your business?
So I would say YouTube definitely plays a role in that, as well as Instagram. I started my YouTube channel just to talk about my experiences while working in retail, and because I was talking about something that was specific, it made a very specific audience of people gravitate to my content. So I feel like a lot of people, when they use YouTube, they use it pretty randomly. They create a bunch of different content about a bunch of different topics, and it makes it kind of hard for you to generate an audience of like a true community. So I was able to build a community because I came on YouTube weekly to talk about the same things and things that were relevant to a specific group of people. So YouTube definitely gave me kind of a platform that really expanded my ability to reach people all over the world. And then I would lead them to my Instagram, which kind of allowed them to see me as just a person. So sometimes I'm talking about business and sometimes it's just, what's going on in my life. Because, if you want someone to invest in you, whether it be for buying the clothes or buying a course, at the end of the day, that's money that you want them to spend with you. So I knew that I could educate them in one place, but in another place, I would need to help them to really feel like they could trust me and that I was truly a normal person just like them. I wasn't living, an extravagant life. I wasn't like, oh, I got this nice house or car or whatever. It was like, girl, I'm eating chicken wings and trying to make these orders, get out the door. Like, I was very normal. So Instagram and YouTube were like the pivotal parts of my journey thus far.
That's awesome. So you believe that having a more niche down approach is a better strategy with YouTube, because like you said, a lot of people, we have a lot of different things that we cover, or a lot of different things that we're passionate of, and we're putting it all on that one channel. Do you think that that's creating a disadvantage to people that are doing that?
Um, I think it depends on who you are as a person. So when I feel like when people know you already and you kind of already have like an established voice, whether it be across fashion or beauty or whatever the case may be, it's a lot easier to merge those things and for people, the right people, to gravitate to it. But when you're just, a normal person who decides, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel tomorrow, it's so much harder to build a community and to grow that following or grow those subscribers, because they don't know what to come to you for just yet. So if you put up a new video, every day for 14 days straight, and each of those 14 videos is about 14 different things, you end up with 14 different groups of people, and you might have, 0 people that follow you for 7 of those topics and 2 people that follow you for the other 14. When in actuality, if you had created all 14 of those videos about the same thing, not only would you have had an audience of people who were all pretty similar gravitate to your business, YouTube, as well as Google, because Google owns YouTube, they would have been able to pick up on the fact that there was something specific that you talk about or that you're knowledgeable about, and it would have pushed more people towards you. So I think when you already have an established voice, it's a lot easier to, go on there and talk about whatever you want and people be fine with that. But when you're just starting out, it makes so much more sense to have like one set something that you're going to talk about and then expand upon that down the line.
And even in saying that, even with an established voice, when I look at Rihanna and her journey, she started out, being a singer, right, the girl that we all fall in love with, but look at where she is today. Exactly. And it's kind of like, I don't know if this is something that she's always wanted to do, but it's kind of like she owned and became successful in one area. And now because of that success, she's able to branch off in all the other areas she probably has been interested in. So I do completely agree with you. It's to define, at least to try our best to define what is the thing that you are most strong in or the strongest in. Start with that thing, and as you build and as you grow a community, because it doesn't matter if you build a community that loves you, they're basically going to follow you into whatever other lane you go into. But you got to at least establish that particular community within a niche. And so it's important for us to find that. So I thought that was really good. So what actionable steps did you take? Because some people might say, oh, nobody's going to watch my video on YouTube, or they're getting discouraged. How do we get over those mindset blocks of, okay, I'm posting videos, I'm being consistent, I'm getting 4 views, 2 views, I'm not even halfway to the subscriber limit so that I can actually be paid from these videos. How do we work over those blocks?
Ironically, I usually would tell people to create a plan, but I feel like with YouTube, you don't need like a super strict plan. I think it's just a matter of being okay with being who you are rather than trying to be someone else. Like, for example, when I first started my channel, I had this thought that I needed to like show up on there perfectly groomed, like my hair needs to be done, my face needed to be done, I need to have on a cute outfit and all that stuff. And over time, I realized people didn't care about what I looked like because the channel that I created wasn't based on my appearance and information that I was giving them about what I looked like. So I feel like making a list of the things that you think people are going to care about and then being able to just mark them off like, no, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about over here. That has nothing to do with the topics that I am an expert in. If you're going to, go on there and show your expertise. Eliminating those things, like people, even though it's a visual platform, I think that's what trips people up. They think, oh, they're going to judge me off of everything that they see. But if you're going on there to share your expertise or your knowledge, that's what people are there for. And they're going to listen to the person that makes the most sense. So really, it's just about being able to catch their attention like super quickly, like that hook at the very beginning of the video, and making them want to stick around regardless of what you look like and how you sound and your environment and things like this. Like, hey, I got some really important information to share with you. This is what's going to be about. This is why I'm, able to give this information to you, or what qualifies me to give you this information, and just going with the flow. Like, I learned to stop holding myself back, thinking I need to pop up on here perfect. I'm like, nope. They just want to hear what I have to say.
So true. There's that. I mean, and perfectionism, I think it's all of us have a problem with it. Like, all of us want to be, we got to have this done, but we have to do what Nike said and just do it. And a lot of times when we just do it, we'll find out that the videos we thought would have done well didn't really do well, but the videos we thought like really my hair was in fix, I was in this. You see that people really gravitate to it, and and it goes back to what you said, the importance of being yourself. Because when you're comfortable on camera and when you're being yourself, people are able to see that and they're attracted to the authentic you, and not really so much the one that you put on for social media. They really want to see who you are so that they can follow you. I thought that was so good. Now tell us a little, let's go a little bit deeper into this $2.5 million. Like, how was this revenue generated?
So at the beginning of I like to call my internet career, I self-published my own book. So through YouTube, people were asking me questions all day long in the comments. So I used to just like collect all the comments or all the questions. I wrote them all down and I started writing or typing out the answers to the questions, because it's so hard to repeat yourself over and over again. So I was like, how can I stop repeating myself, but also potentially turn this into revenue? So I went on Google and, Googled, how do I publish my own book? And I came across Amazon. Amazon has their own publishing program. So I literally sat at my mom's house for like 3 days straight, wrote up this little book, answering all their questions, uploaded it to Amazon, and that became one of my first streams of revenue in the coaching space. And then after that, people would buy the book. It was a very low cost. And people would say, oh my God, can I hop on the phone with you for 30 minutes or for 60 minutes and stuff like that? I'd never coached a single soul in my life. And I'm like, sure, $50, $50. So I started making money from coaching. I want to say I had started my online boutique in that time period. So I wasn't necessarily promoting my online boutique through my videos, but I had to mention the online boutique to give me that credibility and be able to have something that they could go and look at and say, okay, this does look as good as she's saying that it is, or she's not lying, about the business that she has or whatever. So I used to share, the name of my business and things like that. And I think people naturally just gravitated to it. If they saw something they liked, they would buy it, and then eventually become return customers. So I think all in all, I created probably, I think like 6 or 7 different streams of income off of the YouTube, just based off of different people's learning abilities. I went from having just an ebook to a physical book to actual coaching. And then I went into e-courses because it became too many people who wanted to get on the phone. I'm like, I don't have the time. I still run my own business. So I started doing group coaching. So, and then YouTube. Eventually, I gained a certain number of subscribers. I think it's like 1,000 subscribers and like 4,000 watch hours. So the more questions that I got, the longer my videos became. And thankfully, people would stick around to watch the whole video. So that helped me to gain those 4,000 watch hours that I needed to become monetized for YouTube. So eventually, I started getting paid from the platform as well.
Awesome. Now, I don't think we really, I don't think I asked exactly what is your YouTube channel about? What do you talk about on your channel?
Yeah. So my YouTube is self-titled after me. I talk about business. So initially it started off with me talking about retail, the things that I learned while working inside of a store. And then eventually it transformed into me talking about my own journey and starting my own online business. The struggles that I had, the lessons that I learned, and things like that. So really, it's like a very first person perspective of what it's like to run an online business, whether it be the good or the bad. Sometimes it's me answering a question that I might have received that I know will be beneficial to the majority of the audience. And sometimes it's just me sharing like, hey, this is what I did wrong this month. This is how much money I lost. This is how much money I made. So online business, e-commerce, those are pretty much the gist of the channel.
Listen, Jance, your story is amazing. But I want to ask, like, was there any time in your journey that you feel like, you know what, this isn't for me, or you felt like you wanted to give up? Because I do know that you did lose your job. Like, was that the thing that caused everything to click? Like, I can do this. I can start my own business. Like, what was the pivoting point or the turning point in your life?
I would definitely say the job closing, but also I think it was just putting myself out there. Like we were saying at the beginning, we learn so many things from working for all of these different corporations and things like that. And we don't realize how much information we have in our brains. And I don't think I would have ever realized how much information I had in me if I wouldn't have started the YouTube channel. And as an extension of the YouTube channel, people started asking me questions which tested my knowledge. And I think that gave me the confidence to be like, oh, I could do this. Like, I'm answering these questions like on the fly, like super quickly. And people would tell me, oh my God, you know, I've asked someone else this question and never got an answer so clear, or I've been Googling this and I hadn't been able to find this answer for so long, and things like that. So I would say the YouTube and my audience really gave me the confidence to believe that I could do it. But to answer your question, I definitely had my moments of feeling like I couldn't do it. At the beginning, it felt very slow. Obviously, I made a decision to not find another job, so I had to create income for myself. And you know, you can't control what happens in the online space. So some weeks are fantastic. The next month might be horrible. You know, with life in general, you can't you don't know when to expect something to go wrong, and now you got some bill that you weren't expecting. So it was hard. I cried so much. But I would definitely say my audience kept me going. Like, me continuing to put myself out there, as crazy as it sounds, a lot of times we like want to draw back and be like, no, I just can't be out here talking. Feels like talking to yourself. But I'm like, nope, you got to keep talking. And they really gave me the confidence to just keep going. People literally will tell me like, no, we need you to keep going. Like, even now I'll be like, I am tired of talking. Like, I've answered these questions so many times and people say, no, we need you to keep going. So the people,
people have to. That's really, really good. Now, Chance, like, well, I Am Queen Magazine, we actually have this series going on titled Black and Brilliant, and it's just about highlighting women and their brilliance that they offer to the world, basically, right? What one word would you use? What one word do you think people use to describe you that will tell us exactly how awesome Chance really is? What one word would you use, and why?
That's a good question. I would probably say strategic. I like to call myself a super planner. Like, if I sit down with a huge piece of paper, like I have these huge sticky notes that I put up on the wall, I can map out anything. And for me, it doesn't matter the amount of knowledge that I have about it. It doesn't matter the amount of experience that I have. Like, I will go and find the knowledge that I need if I'm lacking, or get the experience if I will make the mistakes just so that I can make that whole plan come to make sense. So strategic. I hate acting without a plan. It drives me crazy to like do something and then be mad at myself because it didn't work. And it's like, girl, you didn't have a plan in the first place. Like, how are you mad at yourself? So I eliminate that from happening, and I strategically plan every single thing. And I think that really has been what has helped me to grow as fast as I have, because I sit and think about it and I map it out rather than me just winging it and being like, okay, we'll see what happens.
That's really good. Now, Chance, what words of encouragement would you leave with queens that want to start their YouTube channel, or have already started their YouTube channel, but the growth is a little bit slow? Like, what words of encouragement would you leave for them to continue on with the dream that they have in their heart?
I would say, as corny as it sounds, keep going. I say every single day is an opportunity for someone to go viral. Like, you have no idea who's going to share a video with the right people, and it brings the right audience to you, or the right energy to you. So keep going. I would definitely say, not necessarily niche down, but like really take a moment to yourself to analyze what it is that you know. Like, what do you know that you confidently feel you can add to the world or to the industry? For me, the biggest thing that helped me was analyzing what already existed on the internet, and really paying attention to what wasn't being said, or the questions that weren't being answered. And then I kind of created a lane for myself by answering those questions that nobody else wanted to answer, like the things that people may have deemed as a secret. I was like, no, it can't be a secret, because there's an audience of people out here that need that information. So keep going, be open and honest with people, do your research, find a lane that you can enter into that maybe isn't filled right now, and just be you. That's it. Like, don't copy, don't try to be anyone other than who you are. Be yourself. People will love you so much more for being authentically you than for trying to be somebody else.
Listen, Chance, that is so good. I mean, guys, we have to hammer it and be yourself. Because I'm looking at a millionaire right now, and the millionaire, she's just dressed in comfy clothing. She's in, and she's beautiful just the way she is. And like sometimes we overthink this. Show up as your authentic self, and people are going to appreciate and they will buy from you. They will invest in whatever you're offering. Now, Chance, before we go, I know that you have Brazen Academy. How can people connect with you? Because I know that your YouTube channel is your actual name. Is it the same for your other social media platforms as well?
No. So on Instagram, well, you can follow me on Instagram at Jance Chartae. For my academy, it's actually the Boutique Academy. So at the Boutique Academy on Instagram, the Boutique Academy on Facebook. That's the website, theboutiqueacademy.com. That's where you can discover all the classes, the courses, the books, all that good stuff.
Awesome. Now, this is my final question for real, right? Chan, so what course at the Boutique Academy would you say that everybody, no matter, what area in life they may find themselves in, should do? Which one of your courses would you recommend to anybody at that first level?
I would recommend e-commerce elementary. It's my newest program. I actually combined a couple of programs that I had done in the past and refined them. So that program really helps you to understand like what it means to create, what's necessary to create a business that's going to be sustainable. So a lot of e-commerce related courses go right into sales, right into Shopify, right into products. But mine starts with like market research, like understanding what it is that you're about to enter into, being really clear about what it is that you want to sell, and really just trying to help you eliminate the possibility of making a ton of financial mistakes. I made a ton of them when I first started my online boutique, just from making terrible decisions and not doing enough research. So one of the very important things to me as an educator, as a coach, is to make sure that people are equipped with as much knowledge as possible that will eliminate the likelihood of them making financial mistakes. You're definitely going to make financial mistakes, but like there's some big ones that you can avoid if you just had like some very clear information when you start out. So I would definitely say e-commerce elementary.
Thank you so much, Chance, for being a part of Hello Queen. We pray that God continues to bless your business. May you continue to use your voice to help women and entrepreneurs everywhere. Until next time, bye, Queen.
Thank you.